Hello. I just thought I'd jump on live. Forget just all the having to make a video and upload it and stuff. Just on the computer, so I'm not actually used to being on the computer with the microphone. I think it's loud enough, but I'm not sure. I don't really care though. Um, um, I am waiting for a package, so at some point there could be a complete cacophony of doggies. Uh, so if that happens, it's gonna get very loud, and I will probably have to jump off. But may as well see how long I can do this for. I haven't made a video since February, I believe. I also haven't read a book since March. It's just been very difficult. Been very busy. So I'm just a bit distracted. I think there's like a weird shadow and it makes my nose look super crooked. I had not broken my nose. I have not broken my nose um, since I last made a video, despite my best attempts to. I've taken a couple of shots to the nose. I've been very lucky. Anyway, I haven't read a book since March because I've been very busy with fostering a new dog. So I have my two, Boy and Guinness, um, which I've Boy for 6 years now. Um, oh hey, that's quite fun to see someone actually turn up. That's great. Wasn't expecting anyone, so that's great. Um, so I've had Boy for like 6 years. I got him in 2019. Rescued him from Kingston Humane Society, and then back last September, the charity that I was working with my previous foster reached out, and they had another situation where they didn't have very many people they could turn to, so they asked us to look after Guinness, and we just fell in love with him, and he fell in love with us straight away, so we kept him. He was officially adopted in November of last year, and then we kind of said we were done for now because two pretty active and bonded dogs are keep us pretty busy. So we were kind of like, we're done fostering, but we'll help out any other way. But then they did reach out a couple months ago and said they had this Shar Pei that was desperately needing to be rehomed because the current foster is having some difficulties and they just didn't really have anyone else to turn to. And because we have Asian breed experience, the boys are Jindo, they thought we were probably the best people for it, and we decided to say yes. So since like I think April, my life has been pretty full on. Work's also been like super busy. Gets a lot busier in the summertime. So yeah, it's just been lots and lots of work and dogs and um, the new dog, the Shar Pei Barry is his name. He is kind of like a typical Shar Pei. They were originally bred as guard dogs, so they become very protective of their humans, and he's kind of taken a bit of a shining to us. But it's also meant that it's been very difficult for him to interact with our two. I think it would be okay if it was just Boy, because Boy's not that possessive and it's quite standoffish and it's pretty chill. But because Guinness is a collie, he's a bit more like as the herding, and he's a little bit more possessive and wants attention. So they kind of compete a little bit, and so early on there was kind of a bit of animosity. But other than that, since then they've been pretty chill. But we don't want to take any chances, so we just keep Barry in a room separate and go in sporadically to play with him and spend some time with him. And then that's also my room that I sleep in. So it works out quite nicely for him. He gets and it's also helps a little bit with his separation anxiety, I think. So kind of working on that. So when someone does foster him, they can it can be a nicer integration, and hopefully, like especially if they're working away from home, then he's not suffering too much. During the day, he's kind of used to being on his own. Yeah, and he's a fun little guy, very cute and very loving. He's got his own real funny little personality. Loves his food. Oh my god, I know lots of my friends' dogs have dogs who just wolf down food, but I've never really had that myself. Boy's very picky, and Guinness is just quite like he loves his food, but he eats it in a sensible, timely fashion. But oh my god, I had to switch to a slow feeder straight away because it was just like gone in 60 seconds. It was pretty funny. Um, but anyway, other than that, what else have I been doing? I've continued playing soccer. I've now signed up for an 11-a-side summer league. So I'm actually for the first time in 30 no yeah 30s or 25 years, maybe 30 years. I'm actually officially part of a club. It's a sports club. So that's fun. So yeah, I signed up for Ottawa Beds men's old timer Division 6 of it's the Ottawa Carleton Soccer League. So it's based around Ottawa and west, east, and a bit south. So it is it's a bit of a trip to the games, but it's great fun. And basically, because I live out in the middle of nowhere, Evan's a bit of a trip. So it's about an hour from work and about an hour and a half, depending on where the games are. But where I play at my home games are about an hour and a half from my house. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad. But it's great fun. We lost our first game, and then we had a couple of games called off. One was for thunderstorms, and then the other was because the wildfire smoke was drifting over, and that was pretty bad. So they had the air quality was like 10, so they called the game. So yeah, we played we played on Friday night, just there, and that was our first win. It was really good. It's a close 2-1 win. We probably should have lost the game, but I did well to keep my end in goal. I'm a goalkeeper, so I did quite well to keep us in it. And yeah, and a couple of late saves, and they missed a penalty late on, which sealed the victory, which was great. So that was a good, nice highlight from Friday, and we've also been going to Ottawa Rapid games, which is there's a new Canadian women's league, soccer league, Northern Super League. It's called. Started this year, so it's an inaugural season, and I wanted to go, and I thought that my spouse might like it. So I suggested we go to the first game, and they enjoyed it so much that we've gone to every game since. And it's actually been pretty fun, quite affordable. And they do a really cheap ticket at $25 a piece. So that's really good. And it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get up to Ottawa and park in that. But it's it's pretty easy to walk around parts of Ottawa, so it's quite nice. And they're from like Toronto area, so everything is much nice. Everything seems so much easier than if anyone's ever been to Toronto. It can be quite hard to get around. Although the transit in Toronto is way better than the transit in Ottawa, but Toronto is quite. If you've got a car, Toronto is quite hard to get around. So Ottawa always seems a bit better. And we never had a hard time finding parking either, which is nice. Although I did get a parking ticket yesterday, which was my first parking ticket. It was just me being silly. I misread the sign. So yeah, but it's my first parking ticket, so I'm not doing too badly. I've been driving for a couple of years now here. But yeah, it's been fun. Yesterday, I was on my own yesterday, actually. It was the first time. My spouse was away. So it was actually the first time that I went down onto the field, and I got a couple of signatures on some merch, which was quite fun. Spoke to a couple of players very quickly. So that was quite fun. Um, yeah, the soccer or football is very different here than it is that I'm used to in Scotland. So yeah, it's a lot more chill and relaxed. And yeah, it's like esports in general is just quite different here. Like there's fanatics, but in Scotland, it's a lifeblood. It's community. It's like it's there's fanaticism taken. Even the most casual fan, it's pretty extreme compared to here. So I do miss it. I do miss that part of it in a way, but it's also like slightly less stressful to attend games here. It's good fun. It's good football as well. Like there's actually quite a few national level players. So the standard's actually pretty good, especially considering as I think one of the best women's league is the American, which is like so it's just so close and uh, the amount of level of talent they can get. So I think the Canadian league is off to a great start and has done well to attract lots of people, and I think it helps that because so many Canadians were asking for this for so long that I think a lot of the Canadian players specifically um, made sure that they were available for this. And it is run by a former player, so that connection also helps. And yeah, no, it's been really great so far. So yeah, that's keeping me busy most Saturdays or Sundays or Thursdays. Um, and that's been really nice spending the time with my spouse too. I work quite a lot, and with the dogs and everything, we don't actually get to spend that much time together. So that's always nice. And especially in the summertime when it's a bit more social. I don't really socialize, so my spouse likes to socialize a little bit more than me. I just like to play my sports and read books when I can, and look after my doggies. So um, they're out a bit more, and so we don't actually get to spend a huge amount of time together. So that's been nice. That's been nice. Um, Other than that, like that's pretty much all the good stuff. I guess most of why I haven't been around much is good. But obviously, like the news, uh, everything that's happening in the world right now is really taking a toll. It's hitting quite close to home in a way. I don't really go too far into it, but it's definitely making our lives a little bit more stressful for sure. And then on top of that, we have like financial stresses, which sometimes I'm really happy about and like, well, not happy, but like I'm content with, and sometimes I'm just like freaking out. And my spouse kind of alternates between the two as well. It's tough. We've been on a one income household for a while now. Um, so yeah, it's the when you don't plan for it, it's quite tough, and pretty much ever since the COVID lockdowns, it's just been like quite fluctuating workplace. It's either really good or it's really hard, and the companies are just like reshifting their balances. A lot of people are now have now really taken off work from home kind of programs and stuff. There's still some jobs and some companies are still dedicated to it, but for opening up for new employees, it's really hard to get work from home jobs, which especially in the field that my spouse is in, is pretty much needs to be because there's not really a lot of those jobs within a commutable distance from here. Um, so it's been tough, and my work is it's quite stressful. It's very it's very fast paced and tough, and I'm kind of just trying to dig us out of a hole. And I don't really think a lot of people at my work really understand the whole situation. And yeah, I'm not going in too far, but my work's very stressful, and I would really like it if I could change jobs, but I don't really want to um, take that risk right now, as I do have the only income right now, so it's a bit of a financial worry. Um, uh, to like take that leap, and also just finding the time to look for another job is just it's I'm so tired anyway. Like, I'd rather not. So that's been a lot of the worries, and obviously the dogs have been keeping us very busy and tired. Um, so that's basically what's been going on with my life. Um, Other stuff, I guess. I got so I don't know if any of you are into like game shows or um like reality show quit like more like Survivor and trailers and stuff like that. But so there's a Korean show called The Genius, and I found out recently, just by one listening to one of my other podcasts, that there was a UK one coming soon. So I've been watching the UK, and they call it the Genius Game or Genius Game. So that just finished last Wednesday. So I've been watching that quite obsessively. It's and then I went back and watched the Korean one, and also I found on YouTube that there was a Dutch version from a few years back. So I've been really deep diving, um, deep diving in the Genius Game. The Dutch one's pretty. I actually like the Dutch one. It's very different. It's very cheap, very basic. It's just like filmed in like a warehouse with minimal kind of budget. The UK one felt, in terms of looks, the most like the Korean one, but it didn't quite have like the personalities and the wildness. If you're into like high IQ quiz, but also the drama of reality TV, this is for you for sure. You should definitely try to check it out if you can. I'm still about halfway through the first season of the Korean one, and I'm doing a deep dive in that again. But it's pretty fun. It's actually really fun, and the personalities. It's mainly like celebrities, so they're kind of like desire to win versus desire to just um, cause drama and chaos is sometimes on just the right level to make great TV. Um, so yeah, I've been really enjoying watching that again. Um, and yeah, I've also been watching lots of other content. Like there's lots of nerdy, obsessive people like me that have made a lot of content regarding the Genius. So I've been kind of like just distracting myself with watching and listening to all that too. Um, and yeah, I've been buying loads of books, even though I haven't been reading. Buying books is like mainly from charity shops and stuff because I can't afford new books. But like when it's just like $1 here or $2 there, for just for mental health reasons, it feels worthwhile. So yeah, I've still been buying lots of books and little free libraries. Because I drive around loads of different neighborhoods and areas and stuff. I come across lots of little libraries, and even the ones, even the ones I regularly go past, seem to have a good turnover. So I get a lot of free books. I've never come across any of them that are like empty. No, not since like before COVID, probably when I was living in Kingston. They're always jammed packed, so I never feel bad about just taking a few books and not ever putting any back in. Um, I always have a few books in my car in case I do come across one that is fairly empty, and then I'll just throw those ones in. But yeah, most of them are jam packed. You can actually fit. You'd have to take out like 5 or 6 books just to fit like a couple in there anyway. They're like too full. So no, I never really feel too bad. I don't know whether to show my books on this. I could do a book. I could do a book haul right now. Because yeah, I think I'm done really with the updates. These are actually the books that I've bought recently. or have come across recently that hold this up here as well. I can see why the weather people have such a hard time. I don't know what to do. I can see how weather people have such a skill um, pointing at a background when you're looking at a camera. Um, but yeah, like I don't know. It's been a wild time this year. It's been heavy, but it's also there's been moments, good moments. There's been good moments too. I have enjoyed myself in parts, but I don't know. I don't know everything about you, but I feel a bit of almost uh I still feel quite stressed and about from the COVID lockdown. I don't know. I've worked ever since um COVID was first announced and like the lockdowns. I worked all the way through it. I think I just have burnout. I think I just burn out and slightly just I never really had the same experience that most people I know had, where they weren't working or they were working from home. They got to spend a lot of time. They got to save a lot of money from not spending uh, money on gas and stuff. But me, just working every day, having to commute every day. I had a minor break, but when I was between jobs for like maybe 2 months. Um, but then that was slightly stressful because I quit my job, so I wasn't bringing any money in. So that had its own kind of stresses, and yeah. So yeah, I still feel some way about all that. And I don't think I've really ever had this time and space to really decompress and really reflect on all of that. So I think that's not helping. But yeah, there's good days, there's bad days. Um, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm probably I should probably I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna show you the books because I was quite excited. I was quite excited about most of these. Oh, I guess the other piece of news that I forgot to mention, um, because I'm still pretty sad about it, and actually a couple pieces of news because I'm pretty sad about them. But sadly, my neighbor died, 95. But because she loved my dog Boy, and then she's also like kind of started to enjoy Guinness's company too. I saw her like 2 or 3 times a week, on a good week, and at worst, I'd see her like twice a month. And this is since 2019 when we moved in. Um, and she was such a great person, so full of life, so happy to see us. Well, happy to see Boy, which wasn't quite as ecstatic to see me or then, but I'd go in over to help her occasionally and stuff as well if she needed it. She's quite she did well for herself. She got about still, and she's quite stubborn, whatever. But yeah, she died. So there was a celebration of life a few months ago, and they've just sold the house, and they're just like auctioning off her stuff. So it's kind of come back around with all that grief and that. And um, it was also my my mother-in-law's cousin um, also died, and they actually ended their life because they had cancer. Um, so they had a dignified death. But and then we had that celebration of life a couple weeks ago. That was actually that was also really beautiful. They were very similar in a way. They both lived their life to the fullest. But it was quite incredible because it's like there's people there that she'd known for like over 70 years, and then there was people that she'd known maybe for the past 10 or 20. So there was a whole range of people she'd known, and like I'd known her for like 10 years, maybe off and on. We didn't really spend a lot of time, but I when we were through Toronto and family gatherings and stuff, we'd see her and talk to her and that. But so that was kind of sad. It was also just she meant a lot to my mother-in-law, so it was also quite sad. um, to see how much affected my mother-in-law, but it was also very beautiful to see everyone just remember all the good stuff and fun stories. Oh, hi, Jake. Just saw the comment there. Yeah, so it was really nice to see that, but it was also been a bit of a bummer of past few months of death as well. But I may as well keep this more light. I just like kind of more explaining why haven't been around much and haven't read much and been very distracted. So yeah, I might as well do these book hauls. A lot of these are secondhand, as I was saying, and free little libraries. I don't. And then there's also the Delta Maple Fest, which Delta's just down the road, about 5 miles down the road. They have a massive book sale every time there's a community gathering. So I did very well then. I think I spent like $25 and got at least 25 books, probably more. Oh, hi Zach. Hey Zach. Hey, if anyone's watching this that doesn't know Zach's loves books, you should give him a follow. He's from Toronto, and I've just recently discovered his channel, and it's fantastic. But anyway, I should show you some books. I found this Peregrine by William Bear. I just feel the cameras. This was funny for two reasons, because I got this from a Value Village, and I only actually went and looked at the books at Value Village because Pulp Fictions had found some good stuff at Value Village, and I'd kind of given up with Value Village. For you Americans, if you don't know, Value Village is Savers. It's basically the same thing, same company. But often it's gone really downhill in the past like 7 years of party. But the books since 3 years ago, the books have been terrible. So I just gave up. I don't even look anymore. But for some reason, because of Pulp Fictions, I did look at that one. And and yeah, I've actually found that great. I found a couple others, I think, from there too. Oh, that was pretty good. I never would have looked if it wasn't for Pulp Fiction. But then the other funny thing was, I bought that around about the same time that there was a news story in the UK. There was a hawk was just menacing this town or village or something. It came off my like news feeds and that, and I found that. I was like, oh, yeah, I've got to get this. Like, I don't care if it's bad or whatever, but it's timely. And then a couple weeks later, Criminale was also influenced by the news story and actually went out and sought a copy of it on the internet. So that was funny. The next one is for you, Jake. I thought you might enjoy this one. Black in Time by John Jakes. I can't remember where I found this, but I've been wanting a copy of it ever since I saw I think it was Nick from the Book Graveyard had hauled it, or it was in his collection or something. And then Pulp Modern also had it. And he's been trying to convince people to read it. They're too scared because they think they're going to get cancelled or something for some reason. But I don't. I think it's fine. I think it'd be funny. I don't know. It might be awful, but it has a Langston Hughes. Come on. It has a Langston Hughes quote. It's fine. That's fine. It quotes Langston Hughes. It's going to be fine. I'm definitely reading. I'll read this, Jake. I'll read it for you. What's next? Ooh. Oh yeah. There's a bookshop I keep meaning to go to in Smith Falls. I never had any. I'd never gone for any reason, and it kind of looks just like a regular bookstore that you get around here. And I finally went like a month or two ago, and it had amazing like old paperbacks, like just like the stuff like men's adventure and westerns and all that kind of stuff. Like a really good selection, like one of the best selections I've seen locally. So I got like Modesty Blaze, Peter O'Donnell's Modesty Blaze, pan cover. This is the movie tie-in edition, so it has Monica Vitti on it, who I absolutely the light is a bit weird here. Who I absolutely love too. So no, it's not a saucy picture. Who else is it? It's a Terrence Stamp, yeah, and Dirk Bogarde. Yeah, it's if you like terrible high camp movies, it's the movie for you. But the Modesty Blaze books are good. I still have to read a bunch of them, but I've read one and they're good. And I think from the same, I got another Ray Hogan. Oh wait, I gotta go this way. I got a Ray Hogan, Sean Starbuck Western. What was this, number 20? These are great. If you're doing June on the Range if you're doing June on the Range reading right now, Ray Hogan is really good. I especially like the Sean Starbuck series. It's quite similar to like Shogun Samurai kind of fiction. It's a lone gunman traveler with an overall quest to find his brother, and then just having a series of adventures and getting into trouble along the way. But like ever on the path to find his brother, so means he's constantly moving. So it has that very much that that lone samurai feel to it, even though it's a western. But some of the best western movies are very influenced by Japanese samurai movies, and so and likewise some of the best Japanese samurai movies are inspired by westerns. So there's a way more cultural overlap and borrowing than I think people realize sometimes. Again, from that bookshop in Smith Falls, track Origin of a Vendetta by Jerry Ahern. Don't know this series. Don't know Jerry Ahern apart from I know Criminale is a bit of a fan of one of his I can't remember what the series is, but it's like a post-apocalyptic men's adventure series. So I thought it looked great, and I would give it a whirl. And the guy's name's Dan Track, which is what the track part from is from. He's got a great mustache. Always love a mustache. Lots of pointing guns. She's in some weird ethnically appropriation outfit there. It looks like looks terribly 80s. Is it 85? Yep, terribly 80s, and it's probably terribly good. But it's got the adverts in the middle as well. Brilliant. It's Gold Eagle, so it's the people that did the later of the Matt Bolan books. This one looks like it's probably a little free library. I can't get this camera right. I've never filmed on a laptop. I always film on my phone, which is very different. This must have been a little free library. Could judge from how bad it is. I don't mind getting quality like this if it's from a little free library. But I wouldn't. It's worth a read. I like Elmo Leonard, but I'm not like a massive collector of him or anything. So I spent like $1 maybe if it was this quality, and then just get rid of it. But yeah, Elmo Leonard, Pronto. No idea. No idea what this is about. It looks like it's set in South Miami Beach. It's probably good. Most of his books are good. He's he's solid. He's a solid writer. Even his bad books are like solid, good fun. Here's some sci-fi. Here's some naked man, muscular naked man, bikinied woman, and some weird ass creature. You probably know why I got this cover. Look at that creature. That's like weird ass Jurassic Park style alien creature. Also, that is a well sculpted man, uh, and that is beautifully drawn. And then the placement of whatever this harpoony thing is, the placement over the crotch of the woman is just great design. That is getting away with as much as possible. So this is Blade by Jeffrey Lord. Um, I feel like other people have hauled Blade novels recently. Maybe Michael K. Vaughan has Blade or something. I feel like that's why I picked it up. I haven't. No, I got this from the Free Little Library. Yeah, actually, I got this from the Free Little Library. I don't get a huge amount of sci-fi. I have a fair bit, but it was during COVID. I was like, I want to read more sci-fi, and then I forgot to read the sci-fi, so I don't tend to pick up too much of it um anymore. But that one looked too good to pass. Looks like it's number 8 in the series too. Heroic Fantasy series number 8. I have no idea what this is really. Yeah, 8th volume in the Richard Blade series. It's probably doesn't matter though. Next up is another long-running series. This is Nick Carter, Fraulein Spy. I feel like Mystery and Mayhem hauled this fairly recently too. I think I've seen it on the Book Graveyard channel as well. This is set It's Fraulein Spy, but it looks like it's set in China and Chinese communists probably, which is always fun. I always like reading these weird right-wing anti-communist um, books because I always generally side on the communist side. So it's always fun for me. I don't know. I think they're funny. What else have we got? I have no. I'm just waiting for this package to arrive, and it's just gonna be. All my dogs are just gonna go insane when it arrives. Let's see. Sorry. No, it's okay. This hour. So yeah, get ready. You might get on live on camera. It's gonna be fun. So next up, Gateway to Hell. Dennis Wheatley. Dennis Wheatley is one of the best horror writers. He's from the UK. This one also seems like it has a Nazi Germany slant to it. Dennis Wheatley, I think I think he probably specializes in like devil worship, kind of more folk horror kind of stuff. Very good though. I think he was involved with a lot of like the British whatchamacallit, movies. Like maybe not Hammer so much as like what were the other ones? Amicus? Was it Amicus? And what was the other one? Oh damn, I can't remember. I used to know all this. I'm a huge film fan. I used to go to those movies all the time. I used to be completely obsessed, and I've kind of ever since leaving the UK, I haven't really been involved as much. And then my memories just I forget it all. Yeah, he wrote things like The Devil Rides Out, which I believe was made into a movie. Things like that. Yeah. What else was he written? To the Devil, a Daughter. That was also really good. But yeah, this one's fun. I never read this one, but that should be good. This is a random one. This is definitely a free little library because I don't know why I would have picked. Probably would never have bought this one, but this is part of the Penguin Books Great Ideas series, which is quite a lot of fun. They're quite little thin books. This is Blaise Pascal. Human happiness. What then is to become of man? Will he be the equal of God or the beasts? What a terrifying distance. What then shall it be? Yeah, weird. Oh, it was someone got this for $3.50, which seems like a great deal. Originally $10. I think I have one more of these that I did buy full price. I want to say I probably I don't know if I kept it though. Do I still have it? Looking on the back, I probably have the Leon Trotsky one. but I don't know if I still have it or not. And I feel like this is a similar size to the George Orwell one I have too, and maybe in a slightly different series. I do like the artwork though, Phil Baines. It's I don't know if you can feel it's textured. Um, I guess parts of it is embossed and parts of it sunken, so it's actually pretty good. Blaise Pascal, I guess if you know him, you know him. If you don't, you don't. Yeah, I'll probably read that at some point. Not that bothered. Back onto the regular. E. Howard Hunt. Definitely, if you watch Book Graveyard, you'll know E. Howard Hunt, ex-CIA agent. It actually tells you right there. Watergate and conspirator. He is an absolutely awful human being, but wrote very fun spy thrillers. As someone that actually lived the genre, as you would say. But yeah, despicable. One of the worst people in at least the 20th century. Robert B. Parker. I feel like Criminology is doing like a Robert B. Parker deep dive right now, so that probably is what inspired me. I don't actually think I've read Robert B. Parker. I've seen his books. They're in the library a lot, and I probably have a few others. This is a Spencer. So this is the basis for Spencer for Hire, the hit TV series. Long running series, Spencer. I don't even know if they bother. I think they pretty much all work as standalone, but it's technically a series because it's the same character. 1984. Yeah, what's this? Looks like it's set in Boston. Great. And an assignment book. Assignment Palermo. Edwin S. Aarons. These are good spy fiction, kind of sit somewhere in between spy, crime, and men's adventure. It's kind of similar to Matt Helm, but maybe not as good as Matt Helm. But it's that kind of vibe. I think there's this one's 60s. Yeah, 1966. Long running, and they're all called Assignment something. And yeah, they're pretty good. What's the guy's name? Was it Sam Durrell? Sam Durrell, I believe, is the name of the spy. So there's that one. I got a Hammond Innes. No idea why I got a Hammond Innes. I feel like I have a lot of Hammond Innes and I haven't read him yet. So yeah, I guess this was probably a free little library. This one might be set in. This one might be set in Canada. Campbell's Kingdom. And it looks cold. I have a feeling this might actually be set in Canada, which I might have swayed me. Oh, yep. Friends in Canada. Yep, this was set in Canada. So that's fun. That is fun. Yeah, that's definitely why I picked that one up. Trying to read more stuff at least set in Canada. IRA 11. Love me some IRA 11. This one looks like it's sci-fi. Never actually heard of this, but if you just want someone who is just a fantastic reader's writer, like someone whose prose is just so readable and exciting. IRA 11. IRA 11 is, I think he's a little bit underrated, even for someone, I don't know if I'm blocking the mic here. Even for someone that is quite well known for a few things, I think he's still underrated as an author. Oh, you have it in hardback, eh? That's nice. Oh, thanks, Zach. Yeah, I think they're pretty good picks so far. Yeah, I mean, David Eddings, the Belgariad Castle of Wizardry from the Belgariad series. You probably less you know about David Eddings, the better. I think I picked up the first one a few years back, and I just had a feeling that I would read through them. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's complicated. It's complicated. I don't really know how I feel about the whole situation, but basically, it's. I think he's dead, right? I think he's dead, so he's not. And I got it from secondhand, so he's not profiting from my purchase. So I think it's fine. Edward Bellamy looking back. I feel like Kevin Tall-Reed's read this recently, didn't he? Someone read this. Someone read this recently. Okay, this come right. Edward Bellamy looking back. This is like H.G. Wells kind of era utopian fiction, I believe. It starts in the year 2000, and I think it works backwards. And yeah, set in a utopian America, apparently. It's been a while since I've read utopian fiction. Most people for dystopian, and a lot of people think utopian fiction is a bit boring. But sometimes you need that kind of nice levity. Oh, this one looks good. This one I believe is Canadian because it's McClelland and Stewart. Yeah, this one's set in Vancouver Public Aquarium, which is great. Lawrence Goff, Killers, which I think might refer to the whales. Midwinter, when the body of Dr. Jared Roth is found floating at the killer whale pool in Vancouver's main aquarium. Yep, so that sounds really good. So Canadian. I read a Canadian mystery. I think it was 80s. I think 80s or 90s mystery this year. It was really good. It was set in an art gallery, actually. So, well, the murder was set in the art world, and that was really good. I enjoyed that. Oh, this one is interesting. This one made me think of Daniel at Guilty Feet, Kaddish in Dublin. So yeah, he has Irish people. Oh yeah, Nick. Yeah, I gotta actually do a sit down review of the big. The trouble is, the big guy wasn't good enough for me to really want to sit down and like talk about it. It was decent. It was okay. It was fun enough. But to do a sit down video review of the big guy, I don't know. Or even what actually the suggestion was I go back to the live stream and cut back and basically cut in my own comments as if I'm like actually saying them live, which is a genius idea, but finding the time to go and do that for something I don't think is probably that worth it, but it was fun enough. It was. I've read. Problem is the big guys. I've read a lot of like Rags to Riches, and then back again, or getting their comeuppance. That it wasn't that standouty. Yeah. Sorry, Kaddish in Dublin. Did I say that show? John Brady, an investigative journalist who was also the son of an Irish judge and a Jew. When an unknown Palestinian organization claims responsibility for the assassination, Inspector Matt Minogue of the Dublin Murder Squad feels uneasy. Arab terrorists are new to Ireland. So yeah, this is politically salient right now, I guess. Oh boy, yeah, no, I don't know. I've never heard of John Brady. Sounds good though. Oh, that's my package. So wait 1 minute. Okay, I got it. It's a very exciting. It's a deck belt for my my Ryland lawnmower, which is very necessary, but also quite the most boring purchase I've ever made. Oh, I guess that's the I guess that's the other thing that's been going on right now. Everything is leaking in my house. So I had to change a faucet the other day. My well pump was leaking, which thankfully I work at a plumbing wholesaler, so I was able to get parts and stuff. I didn't actually need to use the parts in the end. I just needed to put the hose back on real tight, and then just clamp the hell out of it. But yeah, my roof started leaking, not badly, but like enough for it to be a bit of a worry. So yeah, and then the lawnmower deck belt broke, which has been a bit of an issue because our grass grows super fast and we have a ton of wild parsnip that we're trying to keep under control. So yeah, it's been pretty crappy. But I'll get on with the book haul. What's this one? David Gemmell. Picking up some more fantasy stuff. I guess that's probably because of Temmet's Secret 5 books and other people like that. Echoes of the Great Song. I have no idea why I put I either paid 50 cents for this or it's free. I have no idea if I'm going to read this. Could be fun. So that's that stack of books. And then these are more weird ones because these are all from the These are all from this library sale at the Delta Maple Syrup Festival. So they're going to be a massive weird collection of some literature, some more mainstream crime, and then probably a lot of nonfiction too. And then I think I will probably call it a day after that. So I'm gonna go and put the deck belt on the lawnmower and try and cut some grass. But so I have Luke Short, The Stalkers. Love Luke Short. Don't find him often enough in the wild. And whenever I do, they're always in the most crappy condition. This is like just basically held together with tape. And the other Luke Short I have is similar. Yeah, and there's a Rito Lakes Library sticker on it. Yeah, so that should be good. The Guile Marsh, UK crime writer, same era as Agatha Christie and Josephine Tey. Probably the lesser known of those two, maybe. They wrote the Roderick Allen is their character. I think, yeah, probably I definitely prefer the Guile Marsh over over Agatha Christie. I mean, they're known for they moved to the UK, but they're actually from New Zealand. But I'm pretty sure they were living in the UK when they wrote all their books. But it's that kind of era, and they're definitely. I'm sure they're all set in the UK. If I remember. What's this one? Oh, Len Dayton, The $1 Billion Brain. I'm pretty sure I have The $1 Million Brain somewhere. Probably the Ipcress file too, but it's all that spy stuff from that era. It's called Conditions Not Great, but whatever. What else have we got here? What's this one? Oh, this one looks great. This looks like an adult. Sorry, this one looks like an adult western. 1984. It's got to be, surely. Rough Justice. Drum roll. Warren T. Longtree. Look at that. Oh, actually, I guess this some crappy. I probably should have closed my blinds for this. How about that, eh? Rough Justice demands unconditional surrender when he goes after a sexy lady and a savage killer. All the violence and passion of the Old West. Yeah, this looks great. Signet, it's got to be. Oh, it's like he's a wanted man too. He was condemned to death by the U.S. Army for something he didn't do. Oh, classic. Oh, this is an SS Van Dyne Philo Vance mystery. I've read one Philo Vance mystery before, and they are terrible, but they're terrible in a way that is interesting. Um, Basically, if you don't know SS Van Dyne, he was, I believe, an art critic who had an accident or something, was confined to bed, became addicted to morphine. When he was recovering, he read a ton of crime novels and was like, I can do that. And then he wrote these really bad crime novels that are very pompous. And I think Raymond Chandler, I think he described Philo Vance as the most asinine character to ever be created. And but they're funny. They're so funny. Um he's so pompous and snobbish and thinks he's better than everyone, and he's it feels like he's an extension of this guy. I can't remember what was the guy's name. William someone, I believe. I can't remember the art critic's name. But yeah, I remember finding one of these in the UK a while back, and I researched it, and just like, oh, this is a great story. This is fantastic. This one's another one. This one must be Soho Crime. Soho Crime's great for international crime books. So this is Gary Disher, who I believe is Australian. Yeah, Australian. This is Fallout. And it's described as like an Australian Bob Flambeur. So if you know your French crime novel, crime films, then that might mean something to you. But yeah, one looks pretty good. Oh yeah, Somerset Maugham one that I don't actually recognize, Up the Villain. It was made into a movie too. I love me some Somerset Maugham, especially Razor's Edge. I still haven't read Of Human Bondage, but I do have it. I've read Cake Snail, which is another one. I think I have a copy of what's The Painted Veil. The Painted Veil, which is set in somewhere in Asia, and it's about adultery. I do. I don't know why. Yeah, Somerset Maugham just has great characters. Great characters, and very, very good at conveying characters. Got another of the New Canadian Library. This one I'd never heard of. Gwethelyn Graham, Earth and High Heaven. And it was stirring and controversial, which I feel like most of the ones in this series they describe as controversial. It was first published in 1944. I think it delves with like a mixed marriage, and I think it has class issues and anti-Semitism. So I think that definitely drew me to it. The introduction is by Elaine Mandel. Yeah, so I think there's basically is some good juicy society stuff in here. I believe it's set in Ontario. I don't know, but it's also looks like it looks like it talks about a lot of different people. So that looks fun. Another Jack Higgins. I have been slowly collecting Jack Higgins. Just from a couple of years before he died, and then definitely since he died too. Keeping just to do a massive deep dive into him. One of the good UK thriller writers. You'll know him from The Eagles Who Dare. I can never remember the proper title of that. But that's his most famous. That was his first book, I believe. And I think he's from the UK, isn't he? I always get these guys mixed up. Yeah, it has to be, surely. Yes, it's Pan Books. Yes, he's UK. Yes. Yeah, so that's that. Don't know a huge amount about him personally, but I know of his works. Another Ngaio Marsh. Is this Is this a Roderick Allen? I don't know if she ever did ones that weren't Roderick Allen's, but he's not mentioned on the back. Not read this, don't really know about it. It's whodunit set in the set in an English village, basically. Oh, this one's a fun one. Sweet Valley High. Had to get this because Criminoli's been reading some, and MJ has been reading some too. So I thought, I definitely got to try some. I remember watching the TV series when I was younger. It was good fun. So yeah, that'd probably be a fun read. Stephen Bochco, who I believe is the creator of which one is it? Is it Hill Street Blues? He's one of the N and NYPD Blue. Is that who he's? That's him, isn't it? Yeah, it's got to be, right? Yeah, I believe. Yeah, yeah, Rock, yeah, and is it Hill Street Blues and NYPD Blue that he did? Anyway, a seminal American cop series. This one sounds like it's it's set in Hollywood, and it's kind of looks like it's inspired by Columbo a little bit. This must have been from the 90s, surely. Oh, 2003. 2003. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading that. More spy. Seems to find a lot of spy at the book sales. This one is The Berlin Memorandum by Adam Hall. It's the Book Society choice. A Level of Espionage, Berlin, 1965. I have another memorandum book somewhere. I have Quiller KGB. So I think the first one in the series was the Quiller Memorandum, I believe. So I think this is part of that series, and there's like Quiller KGB, and then so it's the character's name's Quiller. Then the books. I have no idea if you have to read them in order, or I don't think so. I think you can just read them as standalones. But I heard they're good, and I've seen the movie. I've definitely seen the Quiller Memorandum movie. Oh, this is a big bind-up one. C.S. Forster. So this is naval, like is this Napoleonic War era? Captain Horatio Hornblower series. I think it's Napoleonic War. It's definitely old. I have a few of them in paperback, but this is the ship, Mr. Midshipman Hornblower, the Earthly Paradise, the General, the Captain from Connecticut, and the African Queen. And obviously, the African Queen is. I think that's a bit different because that was the one where it was made into the movie with Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn. So I don't. Is that? I think that's the one. I don't think that's the Hornblower. Yeah, that's the one that I'm thinking of. And it's set in is it German Central Africa or is it Belgian Central Africa? What was that? I think that's a computer. So that's not a Hornblower book, but I think all the other ones are. But yeah, this is great. This is a pretty good bind up, especially for how much I paid for it. Only about $1. Dual Citizens. Alex Olin. This I believe won the Scotia. Oh, it's the Scotia Gillett Prize finalist. I think it might have won though. Maybe. Basically a prestigious Canadian literary award. So sometimes I like to read those. Roddy Doyle, The Guts. When I was a teenager, Roddy Doyle was the shit. You might know him from The Commitments, which is this is in that's I guess series now. It's like a follow up from The Commitments. The man who invented The Commitments is back in the 80s, is now 47. When did this come out, actually? 2013. Okay, didn't know about this. So I think the first one I read of his though was Roddy Doyle, ha ha ha, and then he also wrote one about alcoholism, which was really good. I think it was called The Woman Who Walked Into Doors or something like that, which is really good. Really good portrayal of like alcoholism and how alcoholism can influence your kids and stuff. And it was kind of written from the perspective of the kids, if I remember. Tana French, The Hunter. Tana French is like a huge booktube darling, and I don't know if I'll like her. I don't think Criminality likes her. But other people, like Greg from Another Bibliophile Reads, I think likes Tana French. I find people who don't read crime, definitely a lot of people on BookTube who don't read crime, love Tana French, which sometimes is a bad sign. But I thought I'd give it a go. I really like to read the more popular crime stuff just to see what's going on. Sometimes you find some good stuff, and sometimes you find some bad stuff. 2024, so it's a fairly recent. That's pretty good. 2024 paperback. Don't usually read such modern stuff. This one looked pretty good. This is, I think now we're into the nonfiction. Newsroom Confidential, Margaret Sullivan. Like she was in a newsroom for lots of years. So that's basically her memoir from that. And I do find kind of like journalism and the press and all that kind of very interesting. To the Ends of the Earth, Scotland's Global Diaspora, 1750 to 2010, by T.M. Devine. I'm Scottish, and I am part of the diasporic Scottish population now. So, yeah. I used to be like popular like a long time ago, but I do like to sometimes read popular modern stuff too, just to keep my eye in. I used to only read crime novels from 1920 to 1960. I didn't even like reading like 70s and 80s things until a couple years ago. I was very niche in my reading. Well, especially the crime reading. I would read literature still, but mainly 20s to 60s crime novels. And even the 1920s stuff was usually 1920s like American gangster crime novels, very specific. People like like Scarface. Is it Armitage Trail? Yeah, that was really good. That was 20s. And who's the guy that did like Little Caesar and High Sierra and that? I think he was really good. I think Little Caesar was the 30s. So you used to read stuff like that. But like I wouldn't even read like British golden age British 1920 stuff or 1930 stuff. It was always like the harder American stuff. Oh yeah, so anyway, The Ends of the Earth, Scottish people from the 1750s to 2010s. I'd be interested to see if this is all good or if they describe all of the atrocities the Scottish people had their hand in. Oh yeah, no, it might go into like the slavery. Yeah, so it might not be too too rah-rah. It might be a little bit more even-handed. But you can't really deny the Scottish influence in especially the New World, especially Canada and America, and like just the dark side, horrible side of history that they were very much influenced and responsible for. The most telling part of that is seeing how many black people have Scottish surnames like Mac, because there were a lot of slave owners who were Scottish, especially in the Southern America. Canada also wasn't really immune to it, and obviously John D. Macdonald was Scottish and was very instrumental in a lot of the genocide of the native people in Canada. So we're not all good, and it's not always been a force for good that a lot of popular history books, talk about Scotland with. So yeah, it'd be good. Hopefully, it does go into the good and the bad. I don't usually read this one's. Looks like this one is true crime. I don't usually read true crime, but this one's like true crime and Hollywood and drugs and everything. So it's a little bit more niche than a lot of the true crime. Murder, Morphine, and Madness at the Dawn of Hollywood, Tinseltown by William J. Mann. Great cover design. Oh, maybe this is fiction, actually. Does it say? This actually might be fiction. Oh, no, it's so hard to know. It's either non-fiction or it's like James Ellroy style non-fiction based on, like fiction based on non-fiction. Because it's Hollywood's first celebrity homicide, the homicide that forever linked murder with the movies. William Desmond Taylor was a movie colony prince and esteemed director and film industry spokesperson with secrets in his past that spilled out when he was brutally slain. It also might be narrative nonfiction. I got a little bookmark. Ontario Public Libraries. Visit your library. Oh, this is a 2016 census bookmark. That's fun. Ontario Library Association. Ah, great. Love finding little bookmarks in there. Oh yeah, there's pictures or copies of newspapers. I love this. Some pictures there. Looks like some microfilm. Oh, little sketches too. This is great. Look forward to reading this one. Oh, this one looks like it's just could be quite funny. Rob Burley. Why is this lying bastard lying to me? Searching for the truth on political TV. I feel like it's only gotten worse since this. I feel like it's only gotten worse since this one was actually published. When was this published? Oh, 2023. It's actually a lot more modern than I thought it was. Yes. I am the ever party goer in my 40s. I think I drank 2 beers the other day and had a hangover. I'm definitely not what I was back in my 20s. I'm very nerd. You missed all my Genius chat nerding out too. I'm sure I had other books, but I think this is one of the last ones for now, and I think I gotta get going and get this deck belt installed for my spouse's arrival, because I think they'll want to get the grass cut today, and then this week. Actually, if it's not raining this week, I think that will get all done. This is one that I've actually read. The Black-Eyed Blonde by Benjamin Black, that's a pen name for John Banville. And this is a Raymond Chandler homage, I guess, really. It's a Philip Marlowe book. And it's kind of a sequel to The Long Goodbye. It kind of takes what happened, some characters from The Long Goodbye, and kind of expands on like what happened next. And I read this, and I quite enjoyed it. I read this when I was in the process of moving to Canada, and so it was a good distraction. So yeah, I'm interested to read it again. Yeah. I did enjoy this. So yeah, I'll read it again. Yeah, I did. I know there's some other books missing because I'm currently actually reading Clear and Present Danger by Tom Clancy for some reason. I found it at a little free library the other day, and I just started reading it, and I thought, I'll continue reading it. It might be the book that gets me back into reading, even though it's like 600 and something pages long. Maybe I'll do a video about how I get out of a reading slump, but sometimes it's the weirdest just book. It's a long book that gets me out of it. Just sometimes there's something about just you kind of just plug through it. Something about that kind of really gets me going. And the nice thing about Tom Clancy is it's kind of dumb. He's kind of a dumb one. Like his books are kind of dumb, so you don't really have to like read it with any brain power. I mean, most of the books I read, you can just like read without using half of your brain, even that, maybe 25%. But this one seems even particularly more so. But yeah, that's it really. Just I'm still here. I hope to make videos more often. Yeah, and I do watch a ton of BookTube. I try to comment as much as possible. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Jake. That's pretty true. I've watched all of the movies. The only thing I haven't watched is like the TV series, the Jack Ryan TV series. But I've watched all of the movies. I think I think that includes Sum of All Fears, which is the Ben Affleck snooze fest. Obviously the like Hunt for Red October, which is Sam Neill and Sean Connery. That's one of my favorite of his, and obviously Clear and Present Danger. And what was the one? Was it Patriot Games, which was before Clear and Present Danger? Were they both Harrison Ford? Clear and Present Danger was definitely Harrison Ford. I like that one. Yeah, Patriot Games is quite good too. I can't remember if there was any others, but yeah, I've watched all those. I enjoyed them. That was a big part of my. I watched a lot of thrillers. Watched a lot of thrillers when I was growing up in the 90s. I guess 90s thrillers were really quite good and exciting and on the TV a lot. So yeah, I guess I have a little fond memory, but yeah, the books aren't good. It's Tom Clancy's like 80s, 90s version of Dan Brown, but with naval stuff instead of religious stuff. So yeah, it is what it is. But I have a high tolerance for reading bad books, so I don't mind. I get through them. But yeah, I think I'll try to be on here more often. Like I said, I do watch BookTube a lot. It's a huge part of my day, and I do try to comment where I can, but I don't always, because I don't always feel like I have anything useful to say. So sometimes I'm just like, I'll just stay quiet because I'm sure it's annoying if I say some stupid shit that comes to my head. But I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you again soon. And if I don't make another video, so I might just jump on as a live when I have the house to myself. But I will see you again soon later, and all have a good one and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Boy, I don't actually know how to get out of here. How do I end this? I've never done a live. Oh, here, end stream. Perfect. I haven't done a live for a long time, so I always forget. There.